Oh, okay. So thank you for being here. We are super excited to teach you more about how you can work with essential oils for back to school. This is not just going to be for oils like in the classroom if you're a school teacher, but it can be for parents, moms and dads, even caretakers. If you have people that are taking care of your children and you want your children to be able to have access to these things if you have people watching your kids when you're at work. I know I have one client specifically who has an entire workbook of recipes for her diffuser and things like that she has for the woman who comes to take care of her kids. She runs a multiple figure business, and she runs her household like the same. So you get to integrate oils into your life at whatever level feels comfortable for you. And we're going to be talking about how to thrive through the fall. And we say back to school or not. I'm Joyce Rockwood, and you already met Amanda Brumel.
Amanda.
She's muted. Amanda Brumel. And so we're going to teach together today. We both have unique backgrounds, and we're really excited to share more.
Do you see the screen now? I'm sharing.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So I'm Amanda, and I'm a certified holistic health coach. I've been coaching since 2004. I got my certification from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I specialize with mood management, hormone balancing, gut health, and skin health. Those are the areas of health that I improved over the last few decades. I grew up pretty much on an antibiotic diet. I was always sick with something, and I was guzzling antibiotics like they were candy. And antibiotics did taste like candy back then, or they were all sweetened so that kids would actually ingest them. But as I've learned over the years, it completely destroyed my gut microbiome, and I've had to work really hard to rebuild all of that. And essential oils have been a huge part of my healing journey. I do believe in a holistic process to health, but they have been a huge part of my healing journey. And I do feel like it's a missing link in a lot of people's healthcare. So to have the right kind of education, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. It's like a favorite word of the last few years, misinformation, but there's a lot of misinformation about essential oils out there. So just since I started using them really heavily in 2014, the last 8 years, I have dived really deep into the chemistry and the science, and we're not going to go too deep into it today since a lot of you this is your first exposure, but we are going to talk a little bit more about why oils work and why they're effective. So when you start using them, you'll get that emotional, visceral experience, but then you'll also understand why they're working with your body.
So my name is Joyce Rockwood, and I also have some C's and H's after my name. Amanda and I played Wheel of Fortune. We got the same, we rolled the dice and got the same result. So my CCH is actually certified colon hydrotherapist, and I've worked clinically for 25 years administering gravity-based colon hydrotherapy treatments to thousands of butts and bodies. And I've owned and operated a couple of very successful wellness studios in New York City. I ran a very awesome place out of LA called The Springs. Their division of colonics was rockin' and rollin'. I now reside in Phoenix, and I teach purpose-driven entrepreneurs and busy parents and professionals how to really, as Amanda says, reduce the misinformation and re-educate them on how to properly nourish, fully detoxify, which is not, fully, we do the best we can, and rejuvenate their bodies on a very deep cellular level so that they can really thrive from the inside out. And the end game goal is to be able to go out and really serve others in the greatest capacity that we're really born to. The thing is, if we're not feeling well, it makes it super hard to serve. And when we're feeling outstanding and we're not bogged down by unnecessary roughness, then we can really go to different heights, really new heights. So, for me, very similar to Amanda, I actually was also on the antibiotic diet. I had chronic ear and throat infections, not only as a tot, but even in my first year of college. I remember having a throat infection that was so horrendous, it actually kept me up at night crying. And they didn't even know what was wrong with me. I was going to all these specialists and, organontologists and all these kinds of crazy people. If you guys can mute yourself. Thank you. And so, what happened for me was a very deep transformation through diet initially. And then my health turnaround was so big with skin and mood. My dad actually struggled with serious manic depression, went through over 30 shock therapy treatments. Most people have about 7, just to give you a sense of the severity. watching him go through that and then making a very deep connection between what I ate and how I felt, but not just how I felt physically, get goosebumps every time I say it, how I felt emotionally. And I started to see that my dad's very highly processed diet was a very big contributor to his mental disease. And I just started to kind of run as fast as I could with eating better and feeling differently. And I knew that I was doing the best I could to ironclad my health, and get it on lockdown so that I wouldn't have to struggle the way he did. So that said, my area of expertise is really helping people to master their digestive health so that they can maximize their energy, sleep, and have, radiant skin and all those other good things. But the end result is to support them with feeling like they're aging in reverse so that we can live into our 90s and maybe into 100 without feeling like we're just moving through the day with pain and discomfort. It's like we're moving through the days because we actually have enough vibrancy to do it fully in our greatest capacity. All right. So that said, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Barbara, for being here too. And we're going to go through the slides now. Amanda and I are going to share information with you. So the goal of this class, if you're here for the very first time to learn about essential oils, is really to fully empower you, because essential oils allow you to feel like a healer in your own home or even in your own classroom. So you're going to walk away feeling like you have answers to maybe your top 3 health goals, or the health goals of your family. You're going to learn 3 cool things about the oils. There are many more, but we'll focus on 3. You're going to learn the 3 ways to use them. And you're going to also learn how to de-stress. I was using my oils like crazy yesterday because I was at the car dealership and they were screwing everything up. And so, they've come to really support me in a moment. And we're also going to help you learn how to get these oils for yourself in your own home so that you're not just sitting around wishing you had what we have right now at our fingertips. Please let us know what are your top 3 health concerns. This allows us to go through this class and really focus on you and make you feel like you're getting these very specific answers. So what you could do right now in the chat, say hi, hello, all that's fun, but just type 1, 2, 3 and, let us know what's going on. Maybe you've got skin, maybe you've got, bloating, maybe you've got sleep issues. Amanda's going to talk into sleep today. I have amazing sleep. I can sleep with trumpets and trombones going off. Amanda had a huge sleep recovery story. It'll rock your world. Maybe you've got issues with hormonal health. Maybe you have issues with not getting your period. Maybe you have issues with, post-menopause, things like this. Maybe you have autoimmune issues. Okay. Maybe you have mental health or emotional issues. So let us know, because there's an oil for everything. All right. So I'll give you some time to go ahead and type in the chat. I see Irene's typing about digestion, so we can certainly help you there. Stress, getting chronically sick, getting, maybe you've had exposure to chemicals. I've worked with people who've worked in hospitals and X-ray divisions, and they didn't have things properly ventilated. Maybe you've got a misspelling of anxiety. That's not us. We actually got this presentation from one of our essential oils partners, but we'll fix that on the next one. Essential oils can help you with being more mentally acute and not having spelling issues like that. There's an oil for it. If you were, dealing with anything like that or anything else under the sun, literally sunburn, there's oils for that too.
I see fatigue in the chat, digestion. Yes, I can relate to both of those. If there's anything else that you want us to specifically address, feel free to type those in the chat too, because we want to make sure that we cover them. Oh, Allie's got, with her daughter, chronic cough, possible mold, keratosis pilaris on the tummy, brain fog. Yeah. Tammy has no health concern, but she wants to help with stress, mental focus, and sleep. Yeah. So sometimes we're feeling pretty good and we just want to elevate it to the next level. And just with the concentration and the purity and potency of oils, that's definitely a way to bring you a little bit higher.
And congratulations, Tammy, on not having anything specific with your health right now. Sounds like you're really taking care of yourself.
And Elaine is dealing with chronic cough also. Okay. Well, this is good that you're coming to this class now and that you can get armed with some of these tools as we're going into the fall season. because that is usually the tricky time when people start going down for the count. So you can make over your medicine cabinet and just have an arsenal of things that can support your immune system. And we can share more about what that could look like.
It's very
All right.
interesting that there's a lot of cough stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing those points. That's very helpful. All right. I'm going to let Amanda keep going.
Cool. So we're going to go over the 3 cool things about essential oils. There are 3 primary things that are cool, and we're going to talk about them, and we might quiz you. So this is a back to school class. The first thing is that they're safe. So speaking of misinformation, you may read a lot of things on the internet that would make it sound like essential oils are not safe. Now, I will say, not all essential oils are created equal, so not every essential oil out there is safe. A lot of companies cut corners. They produce oils cheaply. You know, you can get something at Best Buy. Why you would want to buy essential oils at Best Buy, I don't know. They might smell good, but if there are chemicals and preservatives and other pesticides and things, residues that might be in those oils, you could be negatively affecting your brain, because within 22 seconds of smelling something, you have a chemical reaction in your brain. So if you're working on brain fog and mental health and all of those things, you want to pay attention to the quality of the products that you're using, because quality will make a huge difference on how your brain works. So when you're using a high quality essential oil, they are safe. They're 100% natural. There's no side effects. There's no addictions. You know, the beauty of oils is that you can use them pretty much as often and as much as you want, and you're not going to get addicted to them. When you're using natural therapy, it sometimes can take longer to have the result that you're looking for. So it's kind of like going to the gym, where it would be amazing if you could just go to the gym once a month and have the results that you're looking for, but it's not. That's not going to happen. So you have to be moving your body regularly. You have to be drinking water every day. You can't just drink water once a week and expect to feel good. So with your essential oils, you have to use them daily, just like you would your supplements or any other health products that you are incorporating into your life. Daily use, the consistency is what creates the long-term results. So we're kind of conditioned in our society to take something and have a magical result within an hour or two. But as you know, you've listened to those commercials where you're getting a prescription and it's like, this will cure your depression. But then there's 400 other things that could go wrong if you were to take that medication. So, you know, you're not necessarily going to have an instant result, but you don't have to worry about those side effects as long as you're using the oils properly and you're using a high quality. They are extracts from plants. So oils can be extracted in 2 ways. They can be cold pressed or they can be steam distilled. And so they're very natural ways of extracting oil from a plant. A lot of times those companies that are making cheaper oils are using solvents and other like quick, fast ways to get oil out of the plant. So then you could be potentially putting some of that extra toxic substance into your body, which is no good, because then you're just canceling out all of the good benefit of the oil. So again, you want to make sure that the quality is high. Certified pure therapeutic grade means that an oil is pure and potent. There is no regulation in the industry on supplements or on essential oils, so companies can kind of say whatever they want. So you really have to do your research and understand what the company is representing and how they're testing their oils. Certified pure therapeutic grade basically just means that every batch of oil is tested multiple times through a third party. Third-party testing is huge, because if companies are only testing internally, they can kind of say whatever they want. They're like, yeah, that test was great. And if something doesn't quite meet the standard that they've set, they could just go ahead and sell it anyway. Whereas if you're working with a company that does this third-party testing and they've set a standard that says, you know, if our oil doesn't meet this high quality, we will not sell it. And Doterra took Melissa oil off the market for 1.5 years because they had a bad growing season and the Melissa wasn't up to par. So they just didn't sell it. A lot of companies will take lemongrass and pawn it off as Melissa because they're so chemically similar that you can't tell just based on smelling. But if you put it under a microscope, you could see that they're vastly different. And Melissa is like 10 times the cost of lemongrass. So companies make way more money using lemongrass and pawning it off as Melissa. So you have to be really careful, especially because essential oils have become so popular. You can really get them anywhere. you're not really, even if you might be saving a couple of bucks, you're not really, you might as well just be spending nothing because you're not getting any benefit, and you could actually be harming yourself by using those lower quality oils. Peppermint, one of my faves. I use this regularly. You can use peppermint in many different ways. So who loves peppermint? Put it in the chat if you're a peppermint fan. I am obsessed with candy canes. Like I am. I love candy canes. I can't explain it. I usually don't like candy, but candy canes I just really love. Peppermint. So if you want to use some peppermint, you could just tip the bottle over, put a drop in your palm, rub it together, and inhale it. I also like to make a little circle with my hand and then inhale it that way through my mouth, or inhale it that way through my nose. So anybody dealing with coughing, brain fog, fatigue, if you're dealing with hot flashes, if you're dealing with any sort of sinus congestion, peppermint is your BFF. It's got a very high menthol content, and that component of the oil helps to open up the blood vessels and allow more oxygen to flow through the brain. So within a few seconds of inhaling some peppermint, you can just feel the expansion in your chest. I actually woke up with a little bit of congestion this morning. Someone said it was like the barometric pressure changing in California because it had been really, really hot, and then it rained and it got really, really cool. So peppermint is really, I can feel like everything moving around and shifting. You can also put a little bit on the back of your neck, whatever excess you might have on your hands, you can put it on the back of your neck. And if you're feeling hot, this is such a great summer oil to have on hand, especially if you're at the beach. You can put it in a glass spray bottle with some water and just spritz yourself, and it cools your whole body down. But it's like an instant air conditioner. You can also use it to relieve head tension. So if you're feeling like you're sitting at your desk or you're squinting or you're looking at your computer all day, you can put a little peppermint here and it'll help to open up the tension that might be leading to a headache. Elaine loves peppermint. Tammy loves peppermint. Barbara loves everyone loves peppermint. Peppermint, good. Yes, I love it. Yeah, and source2you.com, that website that Joyce put in the chat, it allows you to take the number. There's a little number on the bottom of your oil. You can go to that website, and then there's an area where you can type in the number and it'll show you all the testing that has been done on that oil. So Doterra is very transparent about what they are creating. So peppermint is definitely a great one to have on hand. There's a lot of good uses for it. And it's also really good for digestion. I like to take a lick of it. I'll just like something with my hand, squeaking over here. My chair's moving around and I'm squeaking. I can lick it. It's on the inside of my hand. I'll usually like put it on the back of my hand if I'm wanting to lick it. So I'll do like this, and then I will rub my hands together and then do a little lick in the back of my hand, because usually that's cleaner. And then it's a nice breath freshener, and it also helps with digestion. So the first cool thing is that the oils are safe. Second cool thing is that they're effective. This is where my science nerd comes out. I'm very woo. I like the spiritual side of things, but I also have that very analytical side to me where I need the proof. Like, I am a researcher. I will not use something unless I've researched it for like months beforehand. And this is my favorite part about oils, is that they actually work. So they're different from herbs. Herbs are wonderful also. They're tasty. You can make tea out of them, but you have to use so much of the herb to get the effect of 1 drop of oil. 1 drop of peppermint has the therapeutic equivalent of 28 cups of tea. 28 cups of tea. That's a lot of tea. Does anyone drink that much tea in a day? Because if you do, you probably don't leave the bathroom. Oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So keeping that in mind, you really don't need very much oil. I mean, you might need like 1 or 2 tablespoons of herbs. With an oil, you only need 1 tiny little drop. And it ends up being much more effective. Actually, with oils, less is more for sure, which is wonderful, because you buy a bottle of peppermint oil, say peppermint, I don't remember the exact price, but say it's like $24 wholesale or something like that. That bottle of peppermint, you get 250 servings. You buy a box of tea, like good organic tea is like maybe like $8. You're getting good organic tea, and you get, I don't know, 12 servings. Like, how many boxes of tea are you going to have to buy to equal the 250 servings in a bottle of peppermint. So oils are extremely inexpensive as well. We're going to talk about the affordability in a second, but the effectiveness, because you need so much less, is it means you don't have to consume as much. My friend Robin, who was the one who referred me to Doterra, her integrative doctor prescribed it to her because she was dealing with all these autoimmune issues. And I lost my train of thought. Robin, what was I saying, Joyce? Do you remember? I got excited. I was like imagining Robin, and I was like, I miss Robin. The effectiveness of oils. Her doctor prescribed her essential oils to use for her autoimmune issues. Oh, I remember. And she had been taking 18 medications. She was also taking so many herbs every day. She had like 15 bottles of herbs that the doctor was giving her. And she's like, I can't take this many herbs in a day. This is absurd. So he was like, okay, I think we need to shift and prescribe you some essential oils because you won't have to take as much. You will be able to condense your consumption. And she was much more compliant. She came off of 16 of her 18 medications, and she didn't have to take all those herbs every day, which was just so hard to swallow that many, or you know, Chinese herbs, if you've ever eaten them, they're not the tastiest. So she was able to compact what she was consuming into, you know, a couple of oils a day. Now, the little cell membrane we have here is showing you that the essential oil, this little orange wave, can penetrate the cell membrane and go on the inside of the cell. This little purple blob on the outside is a bit of bacteria, and the little yellowish blob on the inside is a bit of a virus. So if you know anything about bacteria and viruses, bacteria lives on the outside of the cell, viruses live on the inside of the cell. It's one of the reasons why you cannot take antibiotics to deal with a viral infection. Antibiotics do not work. So if your doctor ever prescribes you antibiotics for a viral infection, it's very irresponsible and they should not do that. But the cool thing about essential oils in them being effective is that they're lipophilic. So they're able to pass the cell membrane and go on the inside of the cell because the cell membrane is fat-based. Fat likes fat, so it lets the essential oil penetrate, go on the inside, and the oil can activate the cell from the inside and turn the cell on and turn the inherent wisdom of the cell on. So the cell goes, ooh, I don't want this virus inside of me. Let me get it out. Let me extinguish it. Let's get these blood cells in here, white blood cells. Let's get this virus out of here. So that's the cool thing about the effectiveness of oils, is that it's very compatible with how our bodies function, because oils are carbon-based, our bodies are carbon-based, our body recognizes the chemistry of the oil and can use it without side effects. Whereas when you're using a synthetic or an over-the-counter or a prescription, the body looks at it as a foreign invader, which is why you have side effects. The body thinks, oh no, this bad thing is in here. I have to do all of this to get rid of the bad thing. Whereas essential oils, the cell says, this is a good thing. This good thing is gonna help me get rid of the bad things that are in here. On Guard is the primary blend to use for the fall months. It is an immune function blend. It has clove oil in it, which is the strongest antioxidant on the planet. So if you're looking to boost your immune system, On Guard is a wonderful option. It smells wonderful. It has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus. It's very cleansing. You can use it to make your own cleaning products. You can diffuse it to purify the air. You can gargle with it if you have a tickle in your throat. Also really good for gum and tooth health. We love our On Guard. And then I spoke a little bit to the affordability, much more affordable than traditional medical care, because if you're becoming a healer in your own home, you cut down on trips to the doctor, you cut down on all the over-the-counter things you're purchasing, prescription things you're purchasing. Oils end up being pennies per dose. Like I mentioned with peppermint, say peppermint is, you know, say it's $25 and there's 250 drops. It's like 10 cents a drop that you're having to spend. And it's, you know, over the long term, I've saved so much money and so much heartache and just like feeling, you know, all those years I felt so terrible, all the things I missed out on from those years that I just wasn't functioning at my highest level, to think that I was able to shift that using oils. You know, I spent a couple $100 on my first kit of oils and they lasted me 4 months. And so in the long term, you end up saving so much money if you can figure out how to, you know, make your budget work for what you're investing in. Lavender is calming for the mind, calming for the skin. This is great if you're dealing with a cough. You can mix lavender and peppermint together with a little bit of lemon. That's like the trio for allergies, for sinus infections, for any sort of an environmental sinus stuff that might be coming up. Lavender, lemon, and peppermint together. You can put it in a little shot glass with some water and shoot it back. You can put it in a diffuser. You can massage it onto your chest with some carrier oil. Lavender is also great to soak in with some Epsom salts. If you're having trouble sleeping at night, Epsom salts are really supportive. Sometimes we're having trouble sleeping because of magnesium deficiency. So the lavender combined with the Epsom salt can be really supportive. Also great if you have a sunburn, blemishes, cuts, scrapes, any of that stuff. Okay, so 3 cool things about oils: safe, effective, affordable. And now there are 3 ways to use oils, which is aromatic, topical, and internal. Aromatic just means smelling it. So you can have a diffuser, which this is my Lulu's diffuser, which I love. And it's got a glass top that you can just take off. And then you take off this little crown thingy, and there's a little receptacle in here. And you can see, just drop the crown thingy. There's a line here. You fill your water up to the line, add your oils, put the crown thingy back on and the top, and then you plug it in, and you can turn it on an intermittent setting, and then it'll go on for 10 to 15 seconds and then off, and you can just have that going all day. I like to experiment with my combinations of oils. The cool thing is if you do decide to get a kit of oils, you'll get access to us and you'll get free coaching for 90 days to help you create a healthcare program that's specific to you and what you're working on. So if you're trying to reduce fatigue and increase energy, or if you're trying to have more mental clarity, we'll help you create a 90-day wellness plan that will take you step by step of what to do in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, including what to diffuse. Also, diffusing is great to cleanse the air. So if you're in an area that's highly populated, maybe deals with some issues with, you know, air cleanliness, then diffusing is a great option. If you're dealing with mold, it won't get rid of mold necessarily, but it can help just keep your lungs and your body clear as best as you can. Just be sure that you're cleaning your diffuser regularly as well. You just, you know, little white vinegar, lemon oil, and run that through your diffuser at least once a week. Topically, you can use it. So if you are, you know, when you think about how to use an oil, think about the kind of effect you want to have. So if you're trying to affect your brain, energy, mental health, mood, focus, any of that, smell an oil. Fastest way to get to your brain. Within 22 seconds, you have a chemical reaction. So if you're wanting to affect your neurological health, smell an oil. If you have localized pain, like shoulder tension, you have knee pain, hip pain, your tummy is upset, you can apply an oil topically to that area, and you might just want to dilute it with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. Joyce is doing our little Vanna White demonstration at the moment, showing you how to apply an oil around your belly button. The belly button is such a great area because there's so many nerve endings there. That's where you were attached to your mama when you were born. So a really great access point to get oils into your body. And diluting really helps prevent any potential skin sensitivity, because I talked about how potent the oils are. This will help prevent skin sensitivity. And then internally, you can drink oils only if they're certified pure therapeutic grade. I do not recommend ingesting an oil unless it has the stamp of approval on it, which is supplement facts. I don't know if you can see here. You can kind of see if I bring it too close. Oh, yeah. No, there you can see it. So if it has supplement facts on the bottle, then it's safe to ingest. If your bottle of oil does not have supplement facts on it, do not drink it. But you can take oils under the tongue if you want to bypass the digestive system and get it into your bloodstream immediately. Put it under your tongue. If you don't like the taste of something, or if it's too hot, you can put it in an empty vegetable capsule. Doterra sells them for like $4, and then you can ingest that. Or if you want to flavor your water and you want to enhance the taste of your water so you drink more water, you can put oils directly in your water, especially citruses like grapefruit, wild orange, green mandarin. Those are all really delicious in water. Joyce was just talking about earlier when we were getting ready for this. meeting that she was putting cinnamon in her water, which is so tasty. It's really good to balance blood sugar and metabolism and also keep your appetite at bay. So Allie likes to use Clary Calm and fractionated coconut oil on her tummy. Yeah, Clary Calm is really good for balancing women's hormones. This is a dilution guide. You're welcome to take a screenshot of this if it was helpful. We'll also send out a replay, but this just gives you a sense of how much to use for different age ranges. So you'll see that oils are safe for brand new babies out of the womb. I've had people in the hospital room as the baby's coming out. You know, baby comes out, they're putting geranium on the perineum, geranium on the perineum. I feel like that's like a wrap about to happen. But you can use oils in the recovery and healing process. And you can also use oils on the brand new baby as long as they are diluted properly. So this is the correct dilution ratio. In general, for myself, I like to do a 1-to-3 ratio. So for every 1 drop of oil, 3 drops of fractionated coconut oil. So this would be like that 25% ratio. But for some people, they like to do a 1-to-1. So for every 1 drop of oil, 1 drop of fractionated coconut oil. I'm a little sensitive, so I like to dilute more, but it's up to you. You can always experiment and use less first to see if you get the result that you're looking for. And if you need more essential oil, you can always add it in. All right, Joyce, over to you.
Thank you, Amanda, for that incredibly thorough and very informative presentation. I even learned a few things, as I always do when I come to your educational webinars. Thank you. And thanks, ladies, also for chiming in the chat. We really do appreciate your engagement. I know Allie was saying like $45 copay just to go to the doctor, and they say, I don't know what's going on. And then they send you away. It's like, yeah, you don't really even get something temporary to like ease anything. Because unfortunately, most doctors, and I say most because not all, they're not yet working with the oils. So I actually work with an integrative pediatrician in LA who does. So some of the doctors are becoming more open-minded now. All right, so oils do not prevent, treat, or cure disease. So we're not going to make any kind of crazy, outrageous claims here today, because we want to make sure that you understand that oils are really coming in to support the body in its whole capability of performance. They support the body in reminding the body what to do when something starts to go out of whack, right? You know, what is really, you know, preventing the disease? It's like nutrition, our foundational work. It's, you know, our energy, it's our thoughts, it's our behavior, it's those who we surround ourselves with, it's our environment, it's all of the things, right? We could talk about like what or who is actually treating disease. I really truly believe that the body knows how to heal itself and that we can work with diverse tools that support the body in getting there. Oils is one of them. Vegetable juices, big salads, one of my hashtags, you know, cleansing the colon, for heaven's sakes, getting that crap out. You know, I always say you have the right to remain regular and live a disease-free life. How you choose to get there, we're sharing some ways that you can do that. And what really cures disease. Amanda and I are of the belief system that the body is healing itself, but we're creating the proper environment for it to do so. We're trying to pull out all the obstacles, all of the baggage that could get in the way of the cells performing optimally. All right. Allie says, I need to hop on salads, lacking in that. I'm actually going to be doing a challenge, Allie, so I can help you with that. And then we're talking too here, if we're hopping into fall, right? We really are going to, of course, be thinking about our immune system. Things can tend to get compromised when the thermometer or the barometer, things start to drop. So what happens on a cellular level when it gets cold outside? Similar to like the Japanese culture, they take a lot of ice baths. They do that to help the cells squeeze out poisons and toxins, because what happens when we get to the cold temperatures, things contract, right? So we want to talk about how to create a strong immune system. You know, ice baths is one of them, taking those cold showers. Cryotherapy is a very big thing and a very big hashtag these days. Definitely works. It's anti-aging. It's phenomenal for cellular health. And we really want to focus too on nutrition. The foundational work is like, you can do oils as much as you want, but if you're putting oils on top of, you know, cheeseburgers and In-N-Out and, you know, what's the other one? Chick-fil-A and all these things. Oreos, they make so many Oreos. was in the supermarket the other day. I was like, wow, there's like 9 different types of Oreos from double stuff to cookies to cakes to like M&Ms in your Oreos. I mean, it's just like crazy. Mocha Frappuccino type of Oreo. I was like, wow, we did not have this kind of selection when I was a kid. So our nutrition is our foundational piece that affects our immunity, because 70% of your immune system actually resides in your gut. Right. So as a gut health expert and gut health coach, I help my clients to understand that they actually have a say in so many facets of their well-being when we focus on their digestive health, because the microbiome is orchestrating all of these different elements. It's orchestrating hormones, your hunger, your sleep, blood and bone health. In case you did not know that your gut actually orchestrates your blood and bone health. Like, say what? You can focus on your nutrition and get all these amazing, seemingly unrelated responses in a beneficial way that you may not have even thought were a problem, because you're like so used to your body having been compromised. That's another thing. A lot of times people become very tolerant of their decline in health because it happens so slowly. I like to compare it to like using a razor blade. You get that razor like the first day in, you're like, whoa, got to be careful. And then like 3 weeks later, you're like, whoop, 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 you're zipping around town, shaving everything. And you're like not being as cautious. And you then realize like, oh, it's time to change the razor blade, right? Well, with our health, sometimes the decline is so minute and so gradual, so slow that we don't realize it until all of a sudden one day we're like, whoa, what's going on? So we can really affect our body's immunity for the better when we start working with the oils on the daily, because, again, we're working microscopically with the cells, and it takes time to kind of, cluster all of these poisons and help the body to start releasing them. Essential oils are a very big component in the entire healing process of, enhancing and elevating the immune system. Can you just go back to that one thing for one quick second? Just want to make sure. Sleep, we all know. I mean, your immune system is actually going to be elevating with that better sleep. Mental health, I can't think straight if I get like 3 hours of sleep. I'm like not the same person. And reducing toxic load. We can do all of these things, actually. You can go to the next slide, Amanda. You can do all of these things with essential oils because, we're going to talk about oils today, but essential oils are actually in so many of your other household products. So if you're using commercial grade, or even if you're using what seems like a green product, I will probably tell you it's got toxic, ingredients in it. And so if you're breathing these things in while you're cleaning the house, your kids are crawling around on the floor, or you're in a classroom, I mean, there's ways to even just put a diffuser in a classroom. There's incredible science behind the aptitude of students for focus and tests, as well as the immune system response with oils. I mean, I get chills every time I talk about it. These are some of the 5 options that you can work with on a daily basis for improving your immune system. We talked about On Guard. It also has wild orange in it. It does smell like an incredible orchard that you're walking through in the fall. It's beyond just the most incredible smell. I love On Guard. And then Stronger is a child version. So it has similar components in it, not all exactly the same. We call it our protective blend because it does the same thing for the kiddos. Breathe oil. By the way, you don't have to have a respiratory problem to start working with breathe oil or any of these oils. Like, I know that's out of focus. I'm trying to get it. Sometimes we work with the oils because we just want to make sure we're not going to have a problem. We call that preventative care. So I work with my oils every single day. I don't wait till I have a problem and then start troubleshooting, right? Breathe, it's a daily for me. Again, I don't have respiratory issues, but I use it in my diffuser. It has lemon in it already. You'll see lemon is that next oil, but I also will sometimes be the doctor, the aromatic doctor, the aromatic chef, and I'll add some wild orange to that because I just love those combos. Lemon, we talk about as reducing toxic load and really bringing the body into a more alkaline balance. Everything I do with my clients, big salads and all juices, is designed to bring your body into a more alkaline state. Cinnamon. And then Ddr Prime, I say cinnamon because that's in my water. Ddr Prime is a very great example of the powerful, in-depth science that goes into what Doterra does. They are not here just to help you smell better. I'll help you help your house smell better. They are here to help you on a very deep cellular level really have a say in your own well-being, right? So Ddr, oh, someone said, have a question?
Bothering you?
Oh, Can you mute yourself there? Ddr Prime is a very powerful cellular regenerator, and we could probably do an entire webinar for an hour on Ddr Prime. We won't today, but highly recommend that be in your arsenal. And it's one you would put in the veggie cap, like Amanda talked about earlier. Let's talk about some nutrition, because for kids, we have supplements. Yes, beyond oils, Doterra has an entire line of supplements. I am extremely particular about supplements because I told my clients not to use them for about 20 plus years because I didn't believe in them, because I was using crap supplements. So if you use crap supplements, like if you use inferior oils, you're not going to get the responses you expect. But when you use the highest grade ingredients across the board, the responses that my clients get with this stuff is just like mind-blowing to me. It's stuff that I didn't even know was possible. They get regular faster. They have skin, they clear up their skin faster. They reduce, all of the issues around the mental fatigue, and they have better sleep. So, with the children, it's the same thing. We're starting them young. A to Z is a chewable tablet. The IQ Omega is an orange flavored, essential oil based fatty acid supplement. And then we have the 3 bottles of the most popular product from Doterra. Their #1 selling product. If you're curious, it's actually not an oil. What? It's those 3 bottles. They make up the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Again, we could do an hour-long project, an hour-long presentation on just those 3 bottles, but we'll just leave it at that for now. And I will say that, if you are someone who is struggling with mental health issues, sleep, chronic cough, respiratory health, cardiovascular, digestive health, any kind of level of detoxification that you want to do with your body, these 3 bottles will help you to transform. Some people see a massive difference in 30 days, but Amanda and I do a 90-day protocol with you. And if you don't feel extraordinarily different after the 90 days, well, then we will definitely make sure we figure out what to do to help you get there. But Doterra believes so heavily in this product that after the first 30 days of taking it as directed, if you don't feel a very noticeable shift in one area of your health, you can actually get your money back. So it's a no-risk investment. The Terra Greens is one of the older greens products that Doterra has. We have a newer one now, actually, that's super delicious. It's just called greens. I love sprinkling that on my big salads. It tastes like a tropical blend of vegetables and some tropical fruits. It's beyond yummy. Helps you get all the minerals and enzymes that you need to kind of fill in the gaps for gut health. And then for kiddos, we have PB Assist Junior, which is a probiotic. It comes like a pixie stick. It's delicious. They will definitely not stick up their nose. They'll want more of this. And then for adults, we have PB Assist Plus, which is a pre and probiotic in one capsule, microencapsulated. Again, the scientific formulation of this is beyond 6 billion CFUs. Quality sleep. Amanda could talk forever on sleep and how she transformed hers. There are some really amazing oils that you can work with for sleep. Balance, Serenity, and I think it was Vetiver were the 3 that she worked with to turn her sleep around. So Calmer is a blend that we can work with for kids. This is one they can rub on the soles of their feet. It's a great access point because the soles of the feet absorb the oils super fast. The pores, the bottoms of the feet, it's like they absorb the oils super, super fast because of the way the pores are on the epidermis, right? And so if you put the oils on the soles of the feet, they actually did a scientific test with this. They saw the rapid absorption of the oils in the body on a cellular level in like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Okay. So soles of the feet, great access point for the kiddos. And then what you tell your kids is after they rub the oil on their feet, they're going to rub their feet together like I'm doing with my palms, like a cricket. So you say, make a cricket, right? And then the Copaiba. This is like a cousin oil, if you will, to frankincense, which a lot of people know about from the Bible. Copaiba is cardiovascular, immunity, digestive health, and respiratory health. Right? So if you're coughing, bring this oil in. It tastes like an oak tree. So you can put it under the tongue and use it sublingually. I do that every single day just to kind of keep my nervous system at bay. And you can use it topically, and you can certainly use it aromatically with the Serenity, and the Balance would actually be a beautiful combination. The Serenity is another blend. It smells like a vanilla cupcake. Oh my God. The first time I smelled this oil, I was like, Amanda, what is that? I need that in barrels. It's got ylang ylang and marjoram a little vanilla absolute, cedar wood. It just is a beyond amazing smell. It's extremely calming. And this is one of the scientific formulations with a soft gel they also make that you can take for really great sleep. Sidebar, Serenity is not an internal use oil, but they have formulated a soft gel that is. And I use that and I have amazing sleep and I love the effects of Serenity. If you have sleep issues, you have to try this oil and you have to try the soft gels because I'm telling you, in a week, you will feel like a different person. I feel like a different person in one day. Age minimum on the children's PB assist. I don't know if there's a minimum, but I would say like as soon as your kid is able to kind of like manually put something in their mouth that's like a little powder like that. It's not really a powder, it's like a little granular thingy. Then that would be fine. I would imagine like 2 or 3, right, Amanda?
You could also mix it in juice
like
or water or bottle.
Yeah.
And I would probably just do like a smaller amount if you were gonna use it for a smaller child.
Yeah. Exercise, let's get moving. I'm always jumping on a trampoline. We could dance, we could do lots of different things. It doesn't matter what it is, just get your body in motion is super important. And then doTERRA's making some oils that are really helping you in that regard for like athletes, sports activities, recovery. So Rescuer is their soothing blend, similar to their Deep Blue that you see on the far right. So that's going to have a lot of the like the aromatics in that are going to be very invigorating. They're going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Camphoraceous is the word I'm looking for. Things like, wintergreen, peppermint, helichrysum, blue tansy. Those are some of the things in the Deep Blue. All right. So that Rescuer, when it goes on the skin, there might be like this icy hot kind of response. It's really lovely. I use the Deep Blue rub and the Deep Blue stick, which is almost looks like a deodorant stick kind of rub thing. You just rub right on the skin, just goes right in. You don't even have to use your fingers on it. Tamer is the oil that we gave away earlier. That's that digestive blend. And, a lot of people would be like, wait, why would you use that for exercise? Well, what if the kids ate and then they started running around? They're like, oh my God, my belly aches. Or if they had a belly ache and they wanted to exercise or they wanted to go out and play, and they couldn't, right? So you could work with the oils that way to support them in going to the next place. That Deep Blue rub, as I mentioned, great for like any kind of back pain, joint pain. If the kids fell off their bike and they have a bruise, it's really good on like black and blues and that kind of thing. Head tension for the parents, neck tension. For mental health, we had some people here that wanted to focus on mental health, mental focus. So you've got a number of oils. We're just focusing on some of them. Look, doTERRA has over 100 oils, guys. So over the course of time, you're going to find like you've got your favorites. No idea why my light just went off. Okay. Steady. It's actually one of my favorites of the kids collection. This entire collection from the kiddos. It's the grounding blend. It's similar to the balance oil. You see 2 over. And that helps the kids to kind of like, if they're a little kinetic, right? And you want your kids to kind of feel a little bit more focused. Like I'm a little kinetic in my like normal constitution as I'm kind of rolling through these slides. The Brave blend, it's lovely. It smells incredible to help kids feel more courageous, right? If they're being bullied, things like that at school. The Balance, this is an incredible aromatic oil. Some oils we smell and we're like, oh, what's for me, it's like, I'm not really a fan of patchouli, but I might need it. So I'll put it on the soles of my feet so I don't have to smell it. Balance, on the other hand, I just want to like put everywhere. Frankincense, blue tansy, hoe wood, some other tree woods, just incredible smelling. Good, great body scent for men or women. Men or women. Copaiba we spoke about. This is a powerful oil for mental health. This is actually also great for pain in the body. A lot of people have started working with Copaiba instead of using CBD. This does not leave any kind of like dirty fingerprint or dirty footprint like on the cellular level, and it's very affordable compared to most CBDs on the market. A lot of CBD oils that are high quality are not so affordable by everyone. This bottle is wholesale, I think, at $35, and it will last you like 2.5 months if you're using about 3 drops a day. The Adaptive, there's an entire page on Facebook. They have their own Facebook page for Adaptive. This is a calming blend. It also comes with a capsule. They did scientific testing with this oil, and if you're working again with school, they had incredibly clear and concise results that anyone in the room where this oil was being diffused scored higher on tests every single time. Some people use this oil for better sleep. The Wild Orange is a phenomenal oil for elevating the mood. So anyone here who wants to have that? Amanda loves it. balance.
Yeah, and I just want to mention, like, we're covering so many oils here. Obviously, this could be a bit overwhelming of like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. And that's where our job comes in to help you based on what health goals that you have and what you're working on to improve in your health. We can help you narrow down to like, what would you use in your first 90 days of incorporating oils into your life? So Joyce, we only have about 10 minutes left before we need to wrap up. So I think we can just go through the rest of these slides kind of as an
Quickly.
overarching view.
Yeah. And again, just to let you know, you have options, really. Like, I don't need to go through every single oil right now on this slide, but we're really trying to show you that there's diversity. And that's one of the things we all love about oils, is that if you don't like the smell of something and you really want to work with something that you like the smell of, we can make another suggestion for you, or you can use it on the soles of the feet. Okay. Next. And these are all oils for focus, mental clarity, obviously. Reducing toxic load. We spoke briefly about how Doterra actually has an entire line of different, like in this case, household products. So you can switch over whatever you're using to what would be either your existing or a new Doterra membership. And you can do this over the course of time at the pace that feels comfortable for you, so that you're really reducing that toxic load, because what you breathe, very clearly and simply, is as crucial as what you eat. And who doesn't want to detoxify with a nice, hot, soothing bath? Here's the recipe for that, with lavender, frankincense, and copaiba with some Epsom salt. And some oils for the classroom. Why not? You want to take a screenshot? You can do that. We're going to send you a replay. There's a number of oils that you can work with in the classroom to improve immunity, help focus, just kind of create an environment where kids walk in and they want to stay and hang, not get sleepy, and be rooted in their studies.
It can also help with behavior too. So adding, something like lavender if they're rowdy to calm them down, or if it's like morning and they're having trouble focusing, you could do a little lemon and peppermint.
Yeah, great point. Very great point. Healthy lunches. Okay, please. No Lunchables. We do not give our children Lunchables. If we're giving your kids Lunchables, we're going to help you turn the beat around. We really want to focus on whole food, plant-based elements for the children, so that they can, start having less processed foods, really making it fun for them too. You can get like a fun, colorful container like you see here. Having them drink water versus like a lot of these high fructose corn syrup drinks. You can give them an On Guard hand sanitizing spray to take. Doterra actually makes that, or you can make one yourself. And there you are. You're the parent. You set the tone.
You can also add oils to things like apples. You could soak apples in a bath of water and On Guard, and then it prevents the apples from browning. And it also infuses them with that immune support of the On Guard, and they taste delicious. So it's like a treat. I like it as an adult. So you might even want to try it if you don't have kids.
I actually did a test with apples that were soaked in On Guard and those that were not, and it was fun to see that the On Guard ones did not turn brown after like 3 days. Okay, here's some food ideas for those of you who are new to the nutrition component. I totally get it, and this is one of the things that I do with my clients. Amanda does this as well. So for breakfast, we really want to clean things up. We're not putting eggs in there, but you see we have they would be like fruit smoothies, and you can stick in some spinach, right? Oatmeal, which is clean, or overnight oats, quinoa, right? Avocado toast. Leftover dinner. I don't know. Depends on what the dinner was. I might say yay or nay. Lunch. Again, cleaning things up here, like bringing in those whole food, plant-based elements for them. If you're giving them crackers, they're the healthy ones. They're not made with processed refined flours. There's even almond crackers now on the market. So many great companies making such cleaner foods.
And this is also for us too. Like if we're eating well, the kids and my nephews, I am around my nephews quite a bit. They want to eat what I'm eating. They want to be like me. So if I'm eating healthy, they're going to naturally just eat what I'm eating.
Really quickly, Allie's asking a great question. How come not eggs? So I work with the concepts and the philosophy around food combining and food order to help my clients really maximize their digestion and their poops. And what we do, very briefly, and I can elaborate more on this if you want, you can always be in touch with me. I help my clients understand that the slowest transit time foods should be at the end of the day, and the faster transit time foods should be at the morning. Eggs are a protein. They're an animal sourced food, so they take a longer time to digest than other foods that are non-animal protein based. So we would want to put them later in the day, so that what we eat at breakfast is out of the stomach by the time we eat lunch.
Okay, so if you have a Doterra account already, you have access to some additional benefits, which I'm going to share with those of you who do not yet have your own membership. With Doterra, there are 3 ways to get your oils. So if you saw things here that you're like, ooh, I could really use that focus stuff, or I really could use the sleep stuff, you have the option to buy them retail. And we can certainly send you a link and you can buy them retail. Most people don't do it that way because you end up spending more money. You really only buy retail if you're in a pinch, maybe, and your doctor's office has it, or your acupuncturist has a bottle of On Guard, and you're about to go to Europe, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to spend the extra money. So you can do retail. I would say most people who get Doterra do wholesale. It's kind of like Costco, where you pay a membership fee for a year and you get everything at a 25% discount. So what's cool about Doterra is that if you do a starter kit, your membership is free for the first year. And there are no monthly purchases that are required. There's no selling that's required. You literally just have a wholesale account and you can go shop on the Doterra website whenever you want, and you get things delivered directly to your house. You have the option for free shipping. You can get free products. There's all sorts of benefits by having your own wholesale account. So if you were to get a kit and then never wanted to order again, nothing would happen. You wouldn't get charged an annual fee. You wouldn't, no, there's no penalties or anything like that. So it's a very low risk option, and you just save the most money that way. I would say those of us who have wholesale memberships like to take advantage of the loyalty rewards program. It's kind of like a frequent flyer program. So if you are going to purchase Doterra, you can do it through this program, and then you can get a lot of additional benefits. It's the smartest way to buy. I save so much money, and I get hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of free products every year. I've redirected my budget away from places like Whole Foods and Amazon and Grove, all these big budget companies that who even knows how they're sourcing anything. And I get it through Doterra. And I know that how I'm spending my dollar is actually making a difference in the world versus creating a lot of upset. And so, yeah, I get my supplements, I get my cleaning products, hair care, skin care, my greens. I just basically get everything through Doterra, and I get to customize a wellness box every month, and I get free shipping. I get a free product every month. But that is an optional part of a membership. Some folks have a membership and they just order every couple of months. But if you're thinking that you want to clear out the crap and, you know, kind of have a renaissance in your products and get rid of all the toxic stuff that you might be using and start to just feel the best that you can, then it does make sense to do the Doterra loyalty program, because you can just redirect your budget and get rid of some of the stuff that you might have been using, some of the more commercial, conventional products. So there is a kids collection that you can get that has those 6, actually there's 7, is there 7? Yeah, there's 7 oils that are already diluted. And it comes in this adorable little pouch with the little roller tops you can attach to their backpacks. It has little flashcards that help kids identify how they're feeling, and then they can pair the products with how they're feeling. So it's very empowering for them because they start to self-soothe. My nephew is obsessed with these. He has a bag of oils and he just loves rubbing them on his tummy. He's 2, and it'll be like, how do you feel? And he'll be like, hungry. And then he'll put the like tummy tamer one on his belly. He loves it. So this is an option if you do have kids, or if you want to gift something to someone, you can use this kids collection. Healthy Start Kit is sort of like the sampler kit. If you're wanting to dabble and kind of go slowly, then you can get these oils. They're 5 milliliter bottles, so you only get 85 drops, but this is your medicine cabinet makeover kit. This is like your first aid kit for your medicine cabinet. And you'll get these 5 milliliter bottles, so you can play around with oils with your diffuser. The Home Essentials kit, this is basically identical to this kit, except you get a longer lasting diffuser and you get 15 milliliter bottles of oils. So you get 250 drops. So if you're sure that this is a path for you, just the more money saving option is the Home Essentials kit. You get more for your money with this kit. And most people start with this kit. Simple Solutions is sort of your option for customizing. You can get the Deep Blue Rub, Lemon, On Guard, Serenity, and then you can add on anything else that you might need. So this gives you kind of like the core products plus anything else you might want to add on. And Doterra does have an option just until the end of this month that you can customize your kit completely. So up to 150 PV, you can plug in anything that you think you might want. And if you want some support and direction from us on exactly what will serve you best as you're getting started, we can help you customize that kit and you'll get a free membership. You'll also get a welcome packet from us, a little gift bag in the mail. You'll get a personal consultation. Joyce and I usually charge a few $100s an hour for our time, so you'll get that for free as part of your membership. You get access to our VIP education group on Facebook. We do community events and giveaways. We do a lot of classes, a lot of education. Personally, my oils sat on my shelf for 8 months before I used them just because I had no idea what to do. So we want to make sure that that does not happen to you, that you're not just throwing your money in a hole and then your oils are sitting on your shelf and you're not getting results. That was 8 months of time that I could have gotten back if I had felt better and started using my oils sooner. So we give you ongoing support as well. It's not like you're just going to purchase from us and then we disappear forever. We want to make sure that you are getting the most out of what you're buying and that you're going to feel different. This time next year, the goal is that you feel like a totally different person. So if you're ready to get started, text whoever invited you. So if you heard about this through Joyce, text Joyce and let her know what your top 3 health goals are. And if there is a kit that is speaking to you, that appeals to you, you can let her know. Or if you would rather just schedule some time, like a discovery call to figure out which kit is right for you or what to customize, just text her. So right now, text her your top 3 health concerns. If I invited you, you can text me what your top 3 health concerns are. And the first person to do it will get a little bonus oil in their kit. So if you do decide to get a kit, you'll get a little bonus oil. And if you need to take a screenshot of this, go for it. I'll leave it up for just another second. So this is if you're not already a member, just go ahead and text the person who invited you your top 3 health concerns, whether that's sleep or fatigue or whatever else it might be. And then we're going to do one final giveaway. So thanks for sticking around for a few extra minutes. I hope this was helpful for you. If you can type in the chat here, what's your #1 takeaway from this class? What are you gonna, what stuck out to you? What's a piece of information that you are excited to implement? Type that in the chat. What's your #1 takeaway from this class? Something new that you learned perhaps. And I am going to pick another winner using my random name picker for those of you who are still here. Ddr Prime oil, yeah. Salads, yes. And the cool thing too, Allie, is you can make your own salad dressing. You can use like olive oil, add a little lemon oil or oregano oil. You can sprinkle the Doterra greens on your salad. There's a lot of ways to incorporate essential oils because salad dressings are oftentimes a huge culprit in crappy ingredients. So make your own. Okay, great. So we are raffling off a Thinker oil. This oil is for focus. So there's Intune for adults, and sometimes adults don't love the way Intune smells, so they'll use Thinker, but Thinker is the milder version for kids. And the winner of the Thinker oil is, can you see it? Kathy! Kathy, we're gonna need your shipping address. So if you want to, you can either text me your mailing address. My number is right on the screen here, or you can direct message me on Zoom with your mailing address, but I'm going to need that to be able to send you the Thinker oil. So congratulations. Congrats, Kathy. Oh, Joyce adds lime to her Intune to reduce the patchouli smell. I love it. Yeah, so if anyone has any final questions, feel free to post those in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself and verbally ask. If anyone is uncomfortable being recorded, just let me know in the chat and I will end the recording, but anybody watching might benefit from questions that you ask. So any final questions? The one thing I'm going too fast forward. The The one thing I did want to mention, if anybody does want to stick around for a few extra minutes, with Doterra, there tends to be 3 types of people who get involved with Doterra. There are folks who just want to be customers and live the lifestyle. Then there are folks who get really excited about the oils and they're sharing it with everyone because everyone's like, why do you smell so good? Why do you seem so happy? And you're like, I've been using oils, and then everybody wants to know about them. So you end up sharing with everyone you know. And then there are people who decide they want to create some additional income. I left my full-time job to do Doterra full-time. So that could be you. If you do want to stick around for a few extra minutes and learn more about the business, you're welcome to. If you feel like you got what you needed and you are complete, then thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Please stay in touch. And if there's a way that we can support you in your oils journey, please do let Joyce or myself know, and we'd be happy to guide you through that process. There's another class that I'm teaching tonight at 7 p.m. on hormone health for women. So if that is of interest to you, please let me know, and I'm happy to send you the link to register for that. It's at 7 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, so the class is officially complete. I'm going to keep the recording going just for anybody watching the replay that might also want to learn a little bit more about the business. I will keep the recording going. Thanks, Tammy. Good to have you here. So yeah, feel free to stick around. I'm gonna advance the slides forward and chat a little bit more about the biz.
It was Tammy who won the on-time raffle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tammy, I can't remember if I said this, but make sure you reach out to me and send me your mailing address, your phone number, and your email. I need those 3 things to be able to send out your package, okay? And just private message you too here. Thank you. My email, by the way, is detox@joycerockwood.com if you want to send me an email. If you grabbed my phone number, you can just text me that info, which was on the screen before. Thanks, Amanda.
Cool. All right, so if you want to learn more about sharing oils, then we're going to just cover some basics here for you. Okay, so why Doterra? Big question for me when I first started. I did not know why Doterra. I never heard of Doterra. And so it took me some time to really understand the company and what made it different. So Doterra, in about 14 years, has become the largest essential oil company in the world. They're the most tested and most trusted. They're used by most hospitals and doctors. Researchers tend to focus on Doterra because of the quality. It's ethically and sustainably sourced. So they work with artisan farmers all over the world, and they create partnerships with those farmers. They create long-term contracts with those farms, and they make sure that the farms are pesticide free, that they're beyond organic, that the practices that are being conducted by the farmers are on the up and up. And if anything comes to light that is not savory or not aligned with Doterra's mission, they will do their best to work to remedy it with the farmers, and if they need to, they will find a source that serves the overall mission and purpose of the company. So anybody out there who says that they have oils like Doterra is lying, because I think almost 100% of Doterra's oils are proprietary, meaning no one else in the world has access to them except Doterra. And the reason why is because Doterra has such a good reputation. Farmers get paid on time, they get treated well, they are given all these additional benefits like, Doterra will work to build a hospital in the community, or they'll help them create running water sources. I mean, they're sourcing in places like Haiti and India where they're creating jobs. They're able to create jobs for these communities, but for the communities to be able to keep up, they need to have access to just our basic human rights that we have in the US. I mean, so, the communities in Haiti didn't even have clean, fresh running water until Doterra was able to come in through the Healing Hands Foundation and set that up for them. So they have grown exponentially. I mean, they are one of the fastest growing companies of all time. You can compare their growth to Apple. Doterra is at $1 billion. It was at $1 billion within 10 years. And I think Apple's really the only other company that's ever really been able to do that. The compensation plan is genius. It rewards long-term commitment. It's not a company that pays you a bunch in the beginning and then suddenly you're like roped in, and then eventually all of that money goes away. Doterra really does reward long-term leadership growth. They are really in the business of developing leaders versus, sellers or marketers. And so, I've been committed to Doterra for 8 years because I believe in their mission, I believe in the products, and because the compensation plan gets better over time. They have a high retention rate of 65%, and that is a lot due to education like this. We want to make sure that customers feel like they have access to us and to the education that they need to be able to get the results that they're looking for. The last thing I want to do is sell somebody an oil that they don't use, because then, number one, they think oils don't work, and number two, they're still suffering. I spent so much of my life suffering, and I am not in that, and I'm not into that anymore. No more suffering. I'm not on board for that. It's a privately owned company, so they're never going to go public, and then suddenly all of their practices are going out the window and they're cutting corners. A lot of those small organic companies that get bought up by Pepsi Cola and, Nestle, they start to just do things more cheaply and the product suffers. That's never going to happen with Doterra, because the founders of the company put all of their own money into it, and it was their mission and vision that allowed them to grow this big. I mean, that's just the power of setting intention and having a clear mission and vision. A lot of them didn't take salaries for a year or two. They mortgaged their homes. They really put all their own money into this. So even though Doterra feels big, they were the company that put essential oils on the market. So they really have an incredible ownership team. And if you're able to watch the convention this week, I highly recommend it. It's what made me fall in love with them. It's what made me really feel confident about what I was sharing. And, sometimes you feel like going to a convention or being a part of these companies feels like kind of culty. And I never got that vibe. I never got the weird, culty vibe. It feels like I get to be me and do my own thing, and no one's going to excommunicate me if I don't believe what they're saying. It just feels very real and authentic. And so the company is completely debt-free, 100% debt-free, no outside funding, which means nobody's pulling the strings, and we get to have our freedom. So how do you make money? How much time is involved? Could this work? What's the next step? Those were my questions when I first started, to be honest. And the process is pretty simple. Not always easy, but it's simple. Give people samples, invite them to come to a class, set them up with their own kit and their membership, and support them. That's it. That's all it takes. So if you have oils and you have sample bottles, and even if you don't have sample bottles, you can go over to somebody's house and just put oils on their body, or lend them your diffuser, or give them some veggie caps and a couple of your own bottles of oil, and then, give them a week to use things. Sampling is huge. When people start to feel like, oh, wow, my sinuses did clear, and oh my gosh, I do feel like my tension headache went away. They start to understand the value of this and how it could save them money, and it could save them time and heartache and suffering over the long term. So sampling, I like to be generous with samples. And, I like to ask people if they're willing to use the sample that I give them, and if it's okay for me to follow up with them in a couple of days to see how it worked for them. And if they had a good experience, I'll ask if they want to learn more, and I'll invite them to a class. Sometimes it takes a few classes before they're ready to get their own kit and their own membership, and that's totally okay. We want to meet people where they are. I had a friend who came to a bunch of classes, and it took 5 years before he was ready, and it was the perfect timing when he was ready. So we don't give up on people, and we keep planting seeds and sharing and being generous of our time and our education until something clicks and they just are ready. Because I do believe everyone should have an oil in their home. Doterra's mission is to put an oil in every home in the entire world, and that's a big vision and mission. And I do feel like it is like I said in the beginning of class, it's a big missing piece of our healthcare. And then support is, usually in the first 90 days, it's the most critical time when people are really starting to use their oils and wanting to see those results and starting to feel better. But even beyond that 90 days, continuing that relationship and cultivating relationships with people over the long term, because something in their life might change and they might need a different kind of oil, or they might need a different kind of protocol. And for us to just be continually reaching out and inviting them to new opportunities, those people might even decide they want to start sharing. I can't tell you how many times that I was afraid to reach out to somebody, and then they have been selling oils to people. They've been like, oh yeah, I've just been like over here selling my oils to people. And it's like, oh, do you want to learn how you can make money? And they're like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And because I just had my own ego in the way, I was like, oh, I don't want to bother them, or, they're probably busy. Like my own insecurities getting in the way of me just being of service and inviting people to come and learn more. That's been a big learning process for me, is just making myself available and not making about me. It's really about whatever it is that I'm channeling and whatever messages I am available to give to other people. So if I have an inspiration or a thought to reach out to someone, now I just do it, because you never know why. It might be something completely unrelated to oils, but I have to trust the messages are coming through for a reason. This is income potential. This is the income potential chart. Obviously, when you look at this and you look at the presidential diamond, that's like, what? Oh my God, $100,000 a month. We do have someone on our team who is at the presidential diamond level. I would say most people live in this elite to platinum range. And honestly, this is amazing. I mean, to have a couple $1,000s extra a month that just comes in residual income, I can't tell you how much like stress it's taken off my shoulders just knowing my rent is paid. And it took me a few years to get here, but in the beginning, I was at least paying myself back for my own healthcare. I was getting free healthcare just in the sharing that I was doing. And over time, I've been able to get to this silver gold level. And, and I get to do it on my own time. So people who want to get to presidential diamond, they work 40 hours a week or more. I work 5 hours a week, 5 to 10 hours a week. So I'm pretty happy working 5 to 10 hours a week, being in this silver to gold area. I'm cool with that. And if at any point I want to get to the platinum or diamond, I just increase the amount of time that I'm spending, and I have the potential to grow my income. So there is no such thing as maintaining. There's only either growth or death. So you do have to invest some energy and focus and time into your business, or it does start to die. But it doesn't have to look like a hustle. So I don't even like to call Doterra a side hustle anymore, because I just don't like the idea of hustle. It's really like, what is inspiring you? What is calling you? I get excited teaching, so I just teach, and my business is just growing organically because I'm following what feels good. So if you want your oils paid for, about 3 to 5 hours a week. I worked a lot more in the beginning, so I was putting in more like 15 to 30 hours a week in my first couple of years of Doterra. So, I got to silver within like 9 months. But you don't have to do that. Most people hit silver. It takes maybe a year or two before they hit silver. Sometimes it can take longer. It just really is correlated to how much time you want to put in. And a lot of people in Doterra are moms. They're working full time. Maybe they have another business. Doterra is integrating into their existing business, so they don't necessarily want it to be a full-time thing, but you can make decent money and you can replace your income with a part-time focus on Doterra. And if you're passionate about oils, if you love people, or you want to serve and help people, and you can follow a system and you're good at getting things done, then this is definitely an option. It's definitely a powerful option. That's so much money. Even $1,000 a month is sustainable. Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's definitely attainable to earn $1,000 a month. And it's really just about how much time you're spending. So the time you're spending is really about money generating activities, we like to say, because a lot of people could just toil on their website for 15 hours and be like, I worked on my Doterra business. And that's not really working on your Doterra business. So working on your Doterra business looks like cultivating relationships. It looks like inviting people to events. Whether they're one-on-one events, like you're just going to give somebody a sample and share more about oils, or if you're inviting them to a class like this, following up with those people, inviting them to additional classes, inviting them to try a sample, continuing to cultivate the relationships with people and their education about oils, because, most people come to one class and they're not ready to sign up. They need probably like 3 to 4 exposures before they're ready. So it's our job to offer that support to them if they're open to it, and continuing to cultivate their education around the oils. So inviting presenting. Those are the two main business activities. And so it does push us out of our comfort zone a little bit. We don't ever want to feel like we are, you know, pushing people or making weird contacts, like, you know, messaging our 5th grade, you know, science lab buddy that we haven't talked to in 20 years out of nowhere. Like, that feels icky. I wouldn't want to do that. And I've done things like that, which I regret. And now I know that is not the way to do it. But, you know, starting with people who feel warm to us, who feel open, seek openness, and share with them what you have learned for yourself, because we have a gift that we don't share it. I mean, it's honestly, in my mind, it's selfish and egotistical for me to not share the oils, knowing how much benefit it has given me and how much it could support and help other people. It is my duty to share this with other people in a way that feels organic and not like icky. Let me know if that answers your question, Allie, or if you want to know anything else. So if you have a wholesale account and you want to move forward, you can upgrade to a wellness advocate. You would need to place your own 100 PV order every month. And the reason being is you can't share the oils if you're not using them. I think it's hypocritical of us to be trying to share oils if we're not using them. Like, how, I don't even know how I could do that. Plus we have to have our own experiences to be able to share authentically. And this is the differentiator. The monthly 100 PV order is the differentiator from people who are kind of just dabbling and people who are serious about sharing doTERRA. When you launch a business too, most businesses are like hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe only tens of thousands of dollars, but still lots of thousands of dollars to launch. And with doTERRA, $150 kit and then $100 a month tax deductible, it's a pretty low investment for products that you would be buying anyway. Like, I'm buying hair care, skincare, supplements anyway, so might as well do it through doTERRA and have the option to earn income. And if you need help, let us know. We have training, we have resources. You know, I've been doing this for a while now, and I have found a groove that really works for me, and I've seen what works in general, but everybody has their own unique experience and their own unique skill set, so we can help customize what this looks like for you based on what your desires are and what you are good at. And, you know, making a list of people, like, not that you're going to reach out to every single one of those people, but you kind of start manifesting when you put things on paper. So anybody who comes to mind is coming to mind for a reason. Even if you don't reach out to them now, 3 years from now, there might be an opportunity for you to connect. Or maybe it's just somebody you want to cultivate a relationship with. And then by doing that, they refer you to someone. You know, it's not that we're creating these relationships just to share doTERRA, but it's because we're trying to enrich our lives and we're trying to support and serve other people. And giving of ourselves is being in service to other people. Oh yeah, see, yeah, when you step into someone else's spot, it's pretty powerful, just making money to pay yourself back for your own purchases. Like, you know, people don't realize how important that is and how powerful that can be when you're getting free healthcare. I mean, healthcare is not free, maybe in Europe, but not here. And to be able to have free healthcare is pretty astounding and magical. So I'm happy for you, Allie. Keep on keeping on. All right, that concludes this portion of our program. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you being here on a Tuesday morning / afternoon. If there are any lingering questions, you can feel free to text us, message us, find us on Instagram. I'm at Amanda Brumell. My last name is not spelled here, but it's BROOMELL. And Joyce's detox at joycerockwood.com. So anything you want to end on, Joyce?
Just to echo what you said about doTERRA, I really feel like when you're using products from a company, you want to feel that what they're doing is in alignment with who you are and what you are. And, you know, for me, I would just say that, you know, I've never met, I mean, you and I both have been able to meet the owners of this company. Like, that's crazy. It'd be like meeting Steve Jobs before he passed or something. You know, we've been able to meet these incredible people, these, I say, souls. They're so heart-centered, and what they do and what they are doing and what their intentions are, like, is just, you know, I get so impressed and just emotional about them, because, you know, to do what they do on a science level with the oils is one thing, but to see what we're getting to do, on a humanitarian level is, whew, I feel like Emily right now. just the most meaningful thing in the world, you know, and to know that you're like, we get to be a part of that energy, and all of that benevolence is really, and on such a huge scale, is really just so incredibly gratifying. So I wanted to say that.
Thank you, Joyce. That's a beautiful way to wrap.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, Allie. And if you have any other questions, you can text me, or we can chat about them. And if you want to zoom in to watch convention Thursday and Friday, Joyce and I will be there. There's a watch party. I posted the link in the Essential Alchemist group, so you can watch you can join the watch party for free. If you do want a convention kit, then it's $35, but if you don't need one, then you can just watch and be with us virtually. All right, thanks everyone for watching the replay, and we hope you have a beautiful day.